linens and different things like that. Wouldn't it be great to be able to show your clients something like this for a fall or a natural outdoor wedding? I see oftentimes the brides are renting things like barns, old barns, and having things outside, very rustic. These would be beautiful runners on those tables. Very different look. And Kim, this is the third one here. It looks almost like a tan birch, if that makes sense. Kim has taken some cinnamon sticks to create that cylinder fashion around this vanilla candle. I thought with this vase here, maybe we could just take, I was looking for some antique green hydrangeas. So I took some of our white hydrangeas and I spray painted them with, I know the folks at Design Master would really want me to say airbrushed it. Once again, I'm a pretty simple guy. So I took the color tool and I sprayed them the sage green. Then I took a little bit of the burgundy and I took the plastic from the hydrangeas and I sprayed a little puddle and then I just dipped it in there to give me that antique hydrangea look that I wanted. It looked pretty good, don't it? And keep in mind too, oftentimes you order antique green hydrangeas and you want the purple ones, but they come in the burgundy. Well, you could take the purple, spray it in the plastic, and then just dip it. Because you want it to watch, right? You can't spray the burgundy because then you'd have a burgundy hydrangea. So you create a pool, and then you just dip it. You don't need a lot. You don't need to fill up a pan or anything. Just a little excess on the table, dip it, experiment with it. It works really well. I thought I'd take these and just set them.
Like say if you
Here,
just took
I
it
think they lose perspective sometimes because we'll be getting ready for the show. They'll say, I don't know if we have enough stuff, Tom. I'm like, okay, there's three of us. You're both working on stuff. I got stuff. We have enough stuff. So then just before the show, I said, Kim, what do we do with this? She goes, well, I thought, if we had time on stage, we just sort of, I'm like, oh, okay, we'll do that. So anyway, here I am throwing stuff on stage. Still in time. These are beautiful Cosmia. I get a lot of calls from the Cosmia about Brescia. Very pretty. And soon in the fall, we'll have the pot. So it's very similar to Frisia, a little bit more dainty, a little more linear. And then the pots come in, and they're just brown little berries on there as well. Very pretty. Very different. And this one, Ken has taken a plain glass base and added a little bit of the coconut skin and wrapped it around, and then added a little cinnamon stick as well. So it's kind of a reverse sell, right? Normally a customer comes into a flower shop and they say, oh, I'm looking for some flowers. What do you have? In this case, maybe they come into the flower shop and they say, oh, that's a really beautiful vase. Do you have something I can put in it? And then you sell them the flowers afterwards. So it's a little bit backwards. It always amazes me to sell so much of the flowering kale when they can grow it outside themselves. And a lot of times, late in the season, is a little tip for all of you. If you go to your nurseries when they're trying to close down, a lot of times they have flats of flowering kale they're just giving away. I know years ago when I was at Touch of Glass Flowers in Trenton, Michigan, we used to go to the nursery like in late September, and we'd just come back with flats of flowering kale. And what was really nice is by that time we've had a frost, and they've gone from this beautiful green to the dark purple or burgundy look, so we would always have 3 or 4 different colors going at the same time. And I looked at this one, Kim's taken a simple cylinder base and added some milk pots to that, and then just taken a little bit of lichen moss to finish it off. So for your customers that want that very natural look, this is it. And then you can always tell them it's recycled glass, and your earth lovers will just go crazy. I really should be careful. I used to always think of it as, well, it's just us and we're all friends, right? But now we put this out on YouTube and everybody sees this. And they could be picketing at Nordlie's on Monday morning. Him and I were commenting the other day. It's like, if you don't believe people search out and try to find things, somebody she hadn't seen in a long time goes, oh, I saw you the other day. And I was like, well, where? And she goes, well, you had this video out at Nordlie's on YouTube, and I found you. And I ran into a couple of old friends of mine from high school, and they said the same thing. My wife said she saw you. gotta be careful. Almost like just a brief nail, stick them in there and all set. Go to the fruit market before your dinner and grab a head of cabbage and just drop it on the top of it. Same thing, very simple and easy. You know, right now, Solidago, again, I never really care, I'm not allergic to anything, I'm good. But the tinted Solidago is coming out. Normally this is that yellow goldenrod you see out in the fields, but in the fall they tint it and they make this beautiful orange color. It's almost like it's on fire, like fire sticks or something. And then for the holiday, for Christmas, they'll do it in a beautiful hunter green and a burgundy or red color. It's really nice. And I saw this green vase back here, and I thought, well, that would look pretty in there. So I'll just toss some in there. So if you're doing this for someone for a dinner party, and they have a few vases to fill, we're not looking at a lot of flowers or a lot of time. It's just a few flowers in each one. And you can actually decorate the whole dinner. Just gonna add a couple of local sunflowers. Honestly, we had a beautiful summer. It was so hot, so nice, but it's been so dry. And it's the first time ever I've seen the local gladiolas. And I had some issues early in the season. The tips were coming in brown. And I had a customer call me and they said, you sent me old gladiolas. I said, those aren't old, they're burnt. It's so hot, they couldn't get enough water in the fields. And the edges of the leaves only were turning brown, which was a shame because once they opened, they were just as beautiful and a lot of times truer color. I heard from the produce people that the lack of rain makes everything much sweeter and much tastier. Now, obviously, juicy's out of the question, but what's there is much sweeter. So there is some positives, but unfortunately, the crops took some very strong hits. I just wanted to say one more. Just got knocked that right over. Nobody was going to say anything, were you? Just going to crash down to the ground. Everybody laughed. Slow bush right now coming out of California. It's a beautiful item. We love it. It's not as long-lived as you might think, though. It's not like a eucalyptus or seeded euc where you can keep it for 3 or 4 weeks. I think you get about a week to 10 days. It's almost like a cut flower. It's a very hardy cut flower, but smoke bush is really a lot of fun. A lot of your foliage and around your homes right now is probably turning color or starting to. It's going to be an early fall color season, I think. Not because of the temperatures, but because of the lack of water. But I thought that smoke bush was really pretty. And, pick up a bunch and just go with the vase. Very pretty. So anyway, this is Kim's idea with the different assortment of vases. Gives people different ideas. And also, as a table centerpiece, you can see for lack of a better term, an eclectic collection of vases. I was going to say hodgepodge, but I guess eclectic is a better word. We'll take an eclectic look at vases and put them all together. A lot of fun, something different. And again, just a little bit on that, the branching that's becoming so popular with the cylinders. Kim took some birch branches. Would have been nice if she sunk the candle in there first so we could just light it and glow. Now I can't make a candle in there. But anyway, she just very simply finish off that cylinder base like that. Well, David's been doing some really creative things next to me as I've been talking, so why don't we bring out some of the other items that David has done for us in the Halloween thing. Is that not a great glitzy idea for a Halloween party? If somebody's having a benefit dinner or something and they want a very elegant but yet Halloween-themed arrangement, these tubes, of course, are going to be featured at our Christmas show in September. We have them in all different colors. They're very fun to work with. It's almost like a cotton center, so it keeps it very puffy. And then it's covered with sequins, but it has a nice heavy wire, correct, David, in the center, so that you can bend them and play with them. You can decorate a tree with them, make it like a very unique garland, or in this case, add it to a centerpiece. I love this piece, mainly because the the wrap. Our buddy Willard there. I think Willard would be fun just setting out. You can put him on the back of your toilet in the back. Make sure your guests don't spend too much time at it. Very soft. It's only $5.50. And if you really don't like them, and maybe you're afraid of them, you can probably give it to your friend. Or the next time you go out to lunch with a friend of yours, just leave it in their car. So David's taking them and put them right in the center of that centerpiece. That's a beautiful orange mini Gerbers, which everybody loves mini Gerbs, right? So they're torn now. Should I buy it for the mini Gerbs? Or is Willard going to scare me away? We've added the, some of you might remember the song by Mike, and I'll date myself, by Michael Jackson, Ben. You know Ben was a rat. Black Phalaenopsis orchids. You know, I love those Phalaenopsis orchids. And then the black, we do a very unique or very formal lighting bouquet using those as well if you want. So it's like very different. David's added a beautiful purple ribbon and wired number 40 purple ribbon. It's a nice 3-inch ribbon. And then a few of the millimeter balls as well. So very, very festive. I don't think I'd be able to leave this out for Christmas. So. Unless, of course, the kids didn't want something nice. Here David's taken one of the black home trays and had some fun with it. Make a beautiful Halloween design. Again, a little bit more upscale. He's added the orange crystals. Can you see those acrylic crystals in there? I'm going to keep tilting this, but I know that nothing's glued in, so I have to be careful. But then inside the crystals, he's added some of the little acolytes. So it glows from the center. Very different. Very different. You know, if you had a little cauldron, a black cauldron, you could fill it with some purple crystals and then sink a couple of acolytes in there, those battery-operated lights, turn them on, and it would glow for Halloween. And that'd be fun. Something very simple. And I love that pumpkin. So they got to use just a little bit more of that ribbon. And then if you get up closer with that ribbon, you'll see it's got that honeycomb pattern in it, which used to be real popular for years. I won't point to anybody in the audience and date me, but I'm sure some of you remember the metal honeycomb ribbon we used to have, and we make it for the police and that. Well, this very much mimics that in a very upscale look, a new look. So, very different. Thank you, David. Oh, look, his eyes like that, too. I didn't even notice that before. Isn't that great? People will be looking at it, what is this? And his eyes will light up. That could be a lot of fun at parties. Again, using some of the branches to give a little bit of an upward sweep. Dave's added a little bit of the spider webbing to it as well. Very festive Halloween. I love the fact that they didn't use that garland in this arrangement, but it is a very cool garland as well. If you have a large window you want to decorate or something like that, this all comes together. There's about 7 spider webs, 5 of which actually have spiders, not real spiders. It's a shame, huh, Miranda? That's why the daughter Miranda over there. If these were real spiders, Miranda would be walking home. And I live in Fenton, Michigan, so 50 miles, but she would have no problem walking home from me if they were real spiders. But anyway, and then that silver branch, just take any branch, again, with the airbrushing or paint, make them whatever color you want to make it, and then decorate with it. A lot of fun. I love the spider web.